Hey guys, Pam here. I am sitting in a hotel parking lot just on the other side of the fence to the Ram dealership. I'm having some trouble with the van. If you notice behind me, I don't know how much of it you can see. I've stripped pretty much everything out of here. My shelf with my cubbies with clothes and the bed I left, but I took my coolers or my little fridge out. I took everything out of here, my TV, laptop, everything. I'm probably gonna have to leave this thing with the dealership for a minute. It's a very weird thing that's happened. I had the sliding door on the passenger side open, and I was doing some stuff, kind of rearranging and organizing, and I went to shut it, and it kind of hung up a little bit. It almost shut, and then it just kind of stopped, and I just thought there was dirt or something in the track, so I pulled it back to slam it closed, and when I did, it came right off. The door actually fell off. It was like I'm holding on to it. The top track and the bottom track were off, and it was just connected by the middle track, and it was wobbling, and I'm like, oh, if this thing hits the ground, it's going to bend the rod that goes in that track. Like, I'm trying to hold it up. And I finally got the top track in where I could kind of let some of the weight go. But I couldn't get it back on the track. I sat on the ground and I tried to hold the door up and get it and put the wheels back in, but I just couldn't do it. The door's too heavy for me to do it with one hand. And so I just kind of pushed it to as far as it would go, with the little wheels just laying next to the track inside. And then I just zip tied it. The little brackets that the cage used to be on, here's one right here. There's two on each side, and I zip tied that door handle to one of those. This was last week. The same day, I called the dealership and talked to them, and they couldn't see me until now. This is Tuesday of the next week. And that very afternoon, after I talked to the dealership about looking at the door, I went to close this one. And it went the same amount of space and got almost closed and just stopped. So that's where it's at right now. I didn't try to slam this one shut because I was afraid it would actually fall off like the other one did. And I've got it just bungeed to the bracket. The handle is just bungee corded in there. Let's see where I'm at here. And I got up at 4 o'clock this morning. See, I've got that one bungeed together, but it's open. And then that one I've got zip tied and bungeed together. But my appointment is at 8:30. I left the house at 4 o'clock this morning, and I drove really slow because these doors are just bungeed in place, and I wanted to leave when there was very little traffic, so I left real early. I've been sitting here since about 5 o'clock, and it's 31 degrees. I know the last couple videos I was in South Texas burning up, and now it's 31 degrees. There's been a little span of time between videos. I was staying at a friend's house for a little while, going to save a little money. I've been running around quite a bit. I went to my son's and stayed for a while. We did a little holiday get-together thing. Found out I got a new grandbaby coming. And I just haven't been filming very much. Anyway, I'm sitting here in this parking lot looking at the dealership, waiting on them to open. My appointment's in a few minutes here. And I'm going to go see what they say about these doors and what's going to have to be done. I'll update you guys as soon as I know something. Hey guys, latest update on the van. I don't know if I should give you the bad news or the bad news. Both doors need work. The little ball wheels that run along the track, top, middle, and bottom, all those little wheels are supposed to have rubber on them. And all of mine have flats. All of mine have zero rubber. It's just a little metal wheel running along the track. I kind of question every one of them having all the rubber missing. But that is a 2016, and it was owned by the Aero Pest Control Company until I bought it. You know, they put 100,000 miles on it and turned it in for a new one. It's a fleet vehicle. It's just a stock fleet car. And I could see them in and out of those doors all day long, going on their service calls, and equipment has to come in and out so they can do their job. And I can understand how the rubber might actually wear off, because they're in and out of that thing all day long, let's say 5 days a week at least. You know, those guys are working every day. Load it and then get to a customer's house, unload it, do what they got to do there, load it back up, go to the next one, back and forth for 5 years. It's a 2016. So we're gonna replace all of those. The door that came off of my hand needs a new track. The track that it goes under the floor, kind of inside the vehicle, and it's bent, and I guess it just can't be straightened where it's at. They're gonna have to take it off anyway to get to that, because it kind of goes into the body of the car. Gonna replace the track. The driver's side, when you go to open it, it opens, it unlocks and opens, and then it stops. I have to reach behind the door and pull it to me, because it hangs up in the middle track right there, and I have to pull it to me to release it and then slide it open. He looked at that, and there's something inside that little area where I have to pull it to me to release it that needs to also be replaced. It's hanging or locking or doing something there, so I have to pull it to kind of release it. So those things that we talked about, he quoted me $1,083 to fix. I kept him on the phone a minute. I had to think that through. Like, I have the money, but the thing is, that's the money I was saving for my solar, so I can get the van done with enough power to run things and get out of here. So all that money now has to go, oh goodness, all that money now has to go to fix these doors. So I told him that the driver's side sliding door will not open from the inside. That is the door that I go in and out of, and I would like to fix it. You're pulling the doors off to replace tracks and bearings and all that crap anyway, and put in new wheels with rubber. I told the guy, I said, I think it's the whole cable assembly. I don't know if you can replace just the one from the handle that controls the inside, because I've done quite a bit of research on those handles trying to figure out how I could fix it, if I could adjust that wire, or it's just a whole thing. It's a whole assembly. So I told him if it's just $200 or $300 more to add that and fix that while you've got the door off or whatever he's doing to it, fix it. So it'll be a little more than the $1,000 he quoted me, because I added some work. Which means my solar is completely put on hold again. Not to mention, I had an envelope with a little money in it because my property taxes are due, and I'm trying to come up with that. But I'm going to spend it to fix the van. So property taxes are on hold, and they're going to start going up at the end of this month, because they actually came in October. It's now January. And solar's going to have to, the $1,000, I need $1,100, I think it was $1,130 that I needed to order 2 batteries, 2 flexible solar panels, and the Victron MPPT controller. And I don't know where I'm gonna get it. I have to start over. Anyway, that's a problem for me to worry about. But that's the deal on the van. The next really bad news, it's gonna take 7 to 10 days to get the parts in, and then they have to do the work. So thank you guys for keeping up and being concerned. I appreciate it, I really do. And next couple of videos, I'll show you what me and the kiddo have been up to while we're waiting on the van to be worked on. So I'll say goodbye for now, and see you on the next one.